You are managing Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook and X and maybe TikTok manually every single day. You are writing captions on your phone at 11 p.m. because you forgot to schedule them. You are checking 5 different notification tabs to see if anyone commented. You missed a DM last Tuesday from someone who wanted to buy from you, and you only found it 4 days later. So here's my question for you right now. How many hours a week are you actually losing to this? Because I ran the numbers on my own workflow, and it was 11 hours. 11 hours a week on tasks that a single platform should be handling automatically. Sprout Social says it can fix all of it: scheduling, inbox, analytics, team coordination, one dashboard, but it starts at $249 a month. That is exactly the question I spent 2 weeks trying to answer. And in this video, I will show you what I actually found: the features that work, the ones that disappointed me, and a straight verdict on whether a small US business owner should pay for it in 2026. If you find these tool breakdowns useful, hit subscribe. Every week, I test one creator tool so you can make smarter decisions without wasting money on the wrong ones. Quick orientation before we get into the features. Sprout Social is a social media management platform. It has been around since 2010, it is publicly traded, and it competes directly with Hootsuite, Buffer, and Later. The thing to know up front: it was built first for marketing teams and agencies. That context shapes the pricing and the depth of every feature we are about to look at. Here is what it does in plain language. You can schedule and publish content across Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube from a single Compose window. You can pull every comment, DM, and mention from every connected platform into one unified inbox. Sprout calls it the Smart Inbox. You can track reach, impressions, engagement rate, and follower growth over time through a dedicated reports section. You can monitor brand mentions and keyword conversations happening across the web via their listening tool. And you can coordinate a team with approval workflows, task assignment, and role-based access controls. Pricing in 2026. Standard at $249 a month. Professional at $399. Advanced at $499. All per user. There is a 30-day free trial. And that is exactly what I used for this test. One more thing before we get into the features. I manage 3 platforms. I post 5 to 7 times a week. And I work alone, no team. That matters a lot when we get to the verdict, so hold on to it. I want to address the switch fear right up front. If you have ever invested time into a tool that looked clean in a demo and turned into a maze once you were inside it, I understand the hesitation. So let me give you a number. Sprout Social's onboarding took me 9 minutes and 40 seconds. I timed it. After signing up, you hit Connect Profiles, authenticate through each platform via OAuth, no passwords, no API keys, and you are in. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, all 4 connected in under 10 minutes. One structural thing worth knowing: Sprout organizes everything into groups. If you manage multiple brands or clients, each gets its own group with separate reporting and separate inboxes. For an agency, that is essential. For a solo operator, it adds one extra click to reach your stuff. It does not get in the way once you know where things live. The left nav has 3 core sections: publishing, inbox, and reports. That is the order we are going through them. And I am going to tell you not just what each one looks like, but whether it actually changes how you work day to day. Publishing is the core of what most people buy this for, and Sprout does it well. Open the Compose window, write your caption, attach your media, select your platforms. One post goes to Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook simultaneously. That is genuinely it. The calendar view puts your entire schedule across every platform on one timeline. You can drag and drop to reschedule. You can filter down to a single platform. In 2 weeks of testing, I never lost track of what was going out. And recovering that 40 minutes a week I was spending on app switching is not a minor thing when you are running a business. The feature that surprised me most is optimal send time. Sprout analyzes your specific audience data and suggests the windows when they are actually online. It told me my LinkedIn content performs best at 7:15 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday. I had been posting at 9 a.m. When I made the switch, those posts consistently outperformed my old timing. That is the kind of data-driven nudge that turns a scheduling tool into a growth tool. Keep that engagement lift in mind. The analytics section coming up is where we see exactly what the data looks like in the dashboard. Now, missed DMs and team coordination chaos. Both of those come from the same underlying problem. There is no single place to see everything happening across your accounts. The Smart Inbox is Sprout's answer. Every comment, every DM, every mention, every reply from every connected platform feeds into one stream. You can filter by platform, by message type, or by resolution status. You can assign individual messages to team members with due dates and accountability. You can mark threads resolved once they are handled. The silent business killer is not that owners ignore customers. It is that a message lands in a notification tab they open twice a week. The Smart Inbox makes that structurally impossible. Honest take on fit. For a solo creator, this is useful, but a bit more than you need. For any business where 2 or more people touch the social accounts, this feature alone is worth the subscription price. The time you are currently losing to duplicated replies, missed DMs, and coordination chaos costs you more than $249 a month. Not knowing which content is working and not knowing how you compare to competitors, both of those come down to the same root problem. You are flying without instruments. Sprout's reports section changes that. Profile-level analytics give you reach, impressions, engagement rate, and follower growth charted over time. Standard dashboard stuff, but clean and readable. The report I kept coming back to is post performance. It ranks every single post you have published by engagement, so you can see at a glance what your audience actually responds to, not what you thought they would respond to. My finding from 2 weeks of real data. Video posts on LinkedIn outperformed static images by about 60% on my specific profile. Before this report, I was mixing formats by instinct. After it, I just make more of what works. That is what data is for. The competitor analysis report lets you add up to 5 competitor accounts, and Sprout benchmarks your growth, posting frequency, and engagement directly against theirs. Marketing agencies build and sell that kind of report. Here it is sitting in your dashboard. 4 things genuinely frustrated me during the 2-week test. I am going to name them straight. First, TikTok scheduling is limited. You can queue posts, but the native integration lags behind what later. And TikTok's own scheduling tools offer. If TikTok is your primary platform, Sprout is not the right answer for you right now. Second, the mobile app works, but it is noticeably slower than the desktop version. Checking your inbox on the go is fine. Composing content from your phone feels uncomfortable. Third, custom reporting has a real learning curve. The data is all in there, but building a report from scratch takes an afternoon to figure out. If you are a busy owner with no analytics background, budget that time in before you need to pull a report for a client or a board meeting. Fourth, and this is the big one, the price. At $249 a month, you are paying just under $3,000 a year. For a solo creator pulling under $10,000 a month from social media, that is a hard number to justify. Let me show you exactly who it makes sense for. Straight verdict. Here's my breakdown by who you actually are. Solo creator managing 1 or 2 platforms. Skip it. Buffer free or later are cheaper, simpler, and have less of a learning curve. Sprout is overkill for where you are right now. Small business owner managing 3 to 5 platforms on your own. Maybe. Start with Buffer Pro. Move to Sprout when you hit the ceiling and start feeling the gaps. Small team of 2 or 3 people managing social together. Yes. The Smart Inbox and approval workflows alone justify the standard tier. The coordination time you save will pay for itself. Agency or multi-brand manager. Strong. Yes. Sprout was built for exactly this use case. Groups, listening, and reporting make it the right tool at the right price for what you are doing. E-commerce brand scaling content volume. Yes. Analytics, optimal timing, and competitor benchmarks give you a real edge when you are trying to grow. Here is the honest summary. Sprout Social is an excellent tool. The issue is never quality. It is fit. It was built for teams managing multiple brands or clients, and in that context, it earns every cent of the price. If that describes you, it is probably the last social platform you will need to evaluate. If you are a solo creator or a small business owner, who is just getting serious about social, start lighter. Build the habit, build the volume, build the workflow first. Come back to Sprout when you can actually feel the gap it fills. The worst thing you can do is pay for runway you are not using yet. If this breakdown just saved you from a $3,000 a year mistake, or helped you realize Sprout is exactly what your team needs, hit subscribe. Every week, I put a real tool through a real test so you can move faster without the expensive guesswork. Drop a comment below and tell me, what social tool are you using right now, and what is the one thing it still cannot do for you? I read every single comment, and the most common answer shapes exactly what I cover next.